Good evening, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The time is approximately 5:55 p.m. Yes, it is. And the date is Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018. The moon is waning, so it's a great time for surrendering and releasing, eliminating, banishing, and dissolving. So I want to present to you the official video for the Notions and Potions Psychic Fair at Chill Wine Bar. Both are located right next to each other on Main Street in Beacon, New York, also known as freaking Beacon, baby! And I am very excited and very happy that I have the opportunity to give readings at the Psychic Fair. Originally I had a previous engagement, but the previous engagement fell through because, as the client put it, of an unforeseen event. I didn't pry. So Cheryl, who is the living goddess of Notions and Potions, at which I've been guest reading since this past June, said that she'd be more than happy for me to give readings. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, Notions and Potions has 2 psychic fairs annually. The first one is the Saturday before Mother's Day. And by the way, Mother's Day is the 2nd Sunday in May. Father's Day, however, is the 3rd Sunday in June. And the second of the 2 psychic fairs that Notions and Potions have annually is the Saturday before Halloween, or as my fellow witches and pagans call it, Samhain. Now, this particular all of the psychic fairs that Notions and Potions has takes place next door at Chill Wine Bar. And Chill Wine Bar is really lovely. I love the space. I feel very comfortable with the space. I would say that Cheryl feels comfortable there as well, which is why she uses it. And the staff are really great. I haven't sampled all the wines, but the wine that I had was very, very nice. I have a client who, her boyfriend turned me on to Culitos, which is this deliciously sweet red wine from Spain. And it's called Culitos because, well, it depicts a naked man, and on either side of him are 2 naked women, but all you see are their behinds, or in Spanish, culitos. They're, little behinds. So, anyway, I'm getting off track and I apologize. But they don't have culitos at Chill Wine Bar, but I do remember asking if they had something comparable. And unfortunately, I do not remember the bartender's name, but he was especially helpful, especially professional, and the wine that he did serve me was really good. I was very happy with it. So, here's the thing about me giving readings at psychic fairs. Generally speaking, I do very well at psychic fairs. And when I say I do very well, I mean usually one of 2 things or both. A, I lose track of how many readings I give very quickly. And B, I have seen as few as 2 and as many as 5 people waiting to have a reading with me at psychic fairs. So one of my biggest recommendations to anybody who wants to save a couple of bucks and have a reading with me at a psychic fair is get there early. If you can. Get there early if you can. Now this psychic fair is taking place from 12 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, October 27th, 2018. It's taking place right next door to Notions and Potions, specifically Chill Wine Bar. And the readings there are really inexpensive. They are $30 for 20 minutes. So, for those of you who think you have a lot of questions, or you know you have a lot of questions, and who are coming to have a reading with me at this psychic fair, then I highly recommend you avail yourself of a 40-minute reading, which would be $60. Now that is less than what I charge for private readings. It's less for what I charge for readings when I conduct them at Ripley Greer Studios, because when I'm conducting, whether it's a reading or a private class or a private energy healing treatment at Ripley Greer Studios, I'm charging the client the fee for the psychic service, plus the rental fee that Ripley Greer Studios is charging me. So, but I have clients for whom neither their home nor office nor workplace nor my home nor another location works for them. So, which is why I'm also one of the few professional psychics that I know of that still makes house calls. However, I do limit my house calls primarily to the New York City area and to the northern New Jersey area, because I live approximately 10 minutes away from Midtown Manhattan. So somebody who happens to live in, say, San Francisco, and they want to have a reading with me that's in person, well, that might be tricky. And truth be told, there is no shortage of professional readers and psychics and diviners in the San Francisco area. There's quite a divine abundance of them, actually. Same thing with the New York City area. There really is no shortage of professional psychics. So for those of you who think you're going to have a long reading or a longer reading, I highly recommend you avail yourself of a 40-minute reading as opposed to a 20-minute reading. And if you're going to have a 40-minute reading, I'd recommend that you book that right then and there. Also, when it comes to having readings, whether it's at Notions and Potions or whether it's at one of the Notions and Potions psychic fairs at Chill Wine Bar, cash is what's accepted. They don't accept cards, they don't accept any other kind of electronic payments. Plenty of people can tell you where the nearest ATMs are, but my recommendation to you would be to have the cash ready, just in case, like ahead of time. And of course, you know, for those of you who would rather have a private reading with me, whether it's at Catland in the Bushwick section of Brooklyn, or whether it's at Ripley Greer Studios, or whether it's at Notions and Potions, another time, by all means. And then, of course, if you want me to come to your home or office, or if you want to use Ripley Greer, those are your options as well. You're not locked into, well, you have to have a reading with me at a Notions and Potions psychic fair. And in case you're wondering, I have not been offered the opportunity to give readings at a psychic fair in Manhattan in a very long time. Or at least one that was not only agreeable to me with regards to table fees, but also one that I was available for. Recently, I was offered the opportunity to give readings at Manhattan's Pagan Pride Fest, and to be perfectly blunt, I did have a previous engagement, but there were some things that happened the last time I gave readings at at Manhattan's Pagan Pride Fest in Washington Park in Manhattan that left a sour taste in my mouth, and I would need to have a conversation with the organizers before I even considered doing that again. And I'll just leave it at that. So, for readings with me at the Notions and Potions Psychic Fair at Chill Wine Bar, it's $30 for 20 minutes, $60 for 40 minutes. So I'm going to say that one more time. $30 for 20 minutes, $60 for 40 minutes, cash only, please. If you want to have a reading with me, whether it's at Notions and Potions on another date and time, or at Catland in Brooklyn, or at Ripley Greer Studios in Manhattan, or via phone, or by Skype, there are other fees, because I don't charge the same thing for every place, because I don't own every place. If I owned every place, then I probably would charge the same thing all across the board. But Catland has 3 owners, Notions and Potions has 1 owner, and Ripley Greer has 2 or 3 owners. So there you go. I'm very excited about the Psychic Fair. I will be offering readings using the Sacred Tarot, using Oracle card decks. I'm actually starting to gather which decks I'm going to use. I'm also going to be offering rune castings or runic readings. And I will be offering palm readings. Now, I've been giving palm readings professionally for about 3 to 4 years, and I've been giving rune readings professionally for about the same time. My runic readings are very intuitive. My palm readings are highly intuitive. I do know some of the traditional meanings of the lines and symbols on the hands. And I do know some of the traditional meanings of the Futhark that's commonly used for rune readings. But a lot of my runic readings and rune castings and palm readings are highly intuitive. So just keep that in mind. And I usually do ask people who are going to have either a rune casting with me or a palm reading with me, what if they've ever had a palm reading or a rune casting prior to the one they're going to have with me. Because I feel more comfortable letting them know that I'm not going to be using traditional methods all across the board. I'm also, and now I'm not sure about this, so it just depends, but I might even offer another divination system. I'm not sure yet. I actually need to discuss a few things with my psychic guides. I also need to do a little bit more research, and I would need to ask Cheryl a few questions as well. But if all goes well, I might be able to offer that in addition to reading intuitive card readings, either using a tarot deck or an oracle card deck, palm readings, and rune castings. Excuse me while I take a sip of coffee. Most of you know I haven't been drinking that much coffee on screen, but this is a pour over. I used a combination of El Dorado, which is a wonderful espresso, and Death Wish coffee. I also added a little bit of heavy whipping cream, a little bit of non-dairy creamer, sweet Italian cream flavor, and I also added some sugar in the raw, which I hadn't had in a long time. So, and it's good. It's a little bit more on the bitter side. I use with the pour over, I use the brown paper filters, and I forgot there's a specific physical health benefit to using the brown paper filters, but I don't remember what it is offhand. I really have been preparing for this psychic fair actually since the last week of September, and my sense is that I'm going to be preparing for it probably up until a few days beforehand. This is definitely going to be the first of 2, maybe 3 videos about this psychic fair. If there is a third video, it'll be a surprise, but it'll be a good surprise. I only believe in good surprises, happy surprises, prosperity gifts, money miracle surprise. Only good surprises. If they make me happy, if they make you happy, they're the ones that you want, and they're the ones that I want. If they make you sad or angry or depressed, I don't want them. No bad surprises, ever. That's one of my new mottos. No bad surprises, ever. EVAH, ever. Anyway, I'm very excited about this psychic fair. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to being back. I mean, I'm you know, I often say that when it comes to gratitude, it's not just for November. And keep in mind, not every country on the planet celebrates Thanksgiving. But my personal belief is that if I wake up in the morning and I draw breath, I must express gratitude. And I am forever thankful to Cheryl, and to the staff of Notions and Potions, and to the staff of Chill Wine Bar, and to every client who's had a reading with me thus far at both Notions and Potions and at Notions and Potions Psychic Fairs at Chill Wine Bar. And I'm most especially thankful to the wonderful people who own and work at the Pandorica restaurant, especially Shirley Hott, who is the owner of the Pandorica restaurant. She is so lovely. She's absolutely lovely. And yes, I will be having dinner at the Pandorica restaurant after the psychic fair, which is another reason why I will not be able to stay later like the first time. So again, arriving earlier is highly, highly, highly recommended. Also, those of you that are going to be taking the Metro North train out of Grand Central Terminal, keep in mind that Saturday, October 27th, 2018 is a Saturday, which means that the trains will be running on a Saturday schedule. I will be arriving in the Cold Spring Beacon areas the night before, so that I don't need to like worry about traveling in on the same day. So I don't know what the schedules are going to be like on Saturday, but my recommendation would be to visit mta.info. That way you can get the information you need as to if you are indeed coming to this psychic fair, what train you need to take, etc. So with that being said, thank you YouTube for honoring who I am and what I do. And I do want to invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And yes, given that the temperature is above 70 degrees Fahrenheit, my fan is on. Also, please remember to click or tap the bell icon and periodically check to make sure that the bell icon remains selected. I've already had YouTube, and I'm holding them responsible because I didn't deselect it, and there's only one other person who could access my YouTube channel but doesn't because he's my awesome audiovisual person and he has no need to access my YouTube channel. So there would be no point in having either YouTube or my awesome audiovisual person deselect, or myself deselect notifications for these particular channels. So periodically check, especially if you haven't seen one of my videos in a long time, because if you think that I haven't uploaded a video in several months, that means that your notifications have been deselected. And of course, if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is a private reading, whether it is a private metaphysical class, whether it is an energy healing treatment, please make sure you do so sooner than later. I need to purchase a new calendar planner for 2019. I have a few options. I have not made the official purchase yet, but once I officially have an appointment calendar for 2019, I will begin scheduling appointments for January and February. And I know that I will be going away for Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation in January 2019. So I will be less available, not to mention it is my birthday month, so I will be less available for readings and other sacred sessions in January of 2019. So my recommendation to you would be to schedule sooner than later. And with that, YouTube, I wish you a beautiful evening, I wish you a wonderful week, and I wish you many mountains of blessings, of peace, health, and plenty.